Okay, joining me now to discuss is Lieutenant Colonel, U.S. Air Force and GOP congressional candidate for Ohio's 9th Congressional District, Alea Nadeem. Thanks for the time tonight. I'm going to throw my first. I have a standard question I ask every candidate. I will get to it. It's usually my first question, but just because of what we saw there, we have representatives from Maine, Minnesota, Michigan, and now Ohio from Somalia that all say their first priority is Somalia. Shouldn't your first priority, if you are a representative in the Congress, be to your district and the United States of America?
Yes, that is a no-brainer, right? You are in the United States of America. If you don't like it and you want to advocate for Somalia or another country, then I'm sorry, you should go to that country and advocate for that. But this is the United States of America. We are Americans first. And I'm telling you, I have lived over in Iraq before, right? I have lived there under Saddam Hussein. And while I got love for Iraq, because it's where, ethnically, culturally, America is my home. America is my country. And I'm very happy to live under this flag. So to have representatives whose first thought is about where they're ethnically from is absolutely a no-go.
All right, so my first question, I do this to every candidate, so you're just the next in line. My first question always is as follows. Are you a vote to cut the spending? And when I ask about cutting the spending, I don't mean the slowing the growth of spending or the proposed spending. Like when they say, well, last year we spent $80 million on this program. We proposed to spend $120 million, but we're only going to spend $100 million. See, we cut the budget by $20 million. That's not a $20 million cut. That's a $20 million increase. So are you a vote to cut the spending?
Yeah, I'm a vote. That's how I balance my checkbook. When I say I'm going to cut back spending, I'm talking real dollars, not monopoly money. And I think that's what's happened over the years, right? It's been happening, unfortunately, with both Republicans and Democrats for so long. And so absolutely, we have to get our fiscal house in order because let's be honest, if we don't have our fiscal house in order, I'm worried we're going to become the next Rome, or we're not even going to have a country to fight over. We're the most powerful nation is because of our GDP and our economy. And it's literally a national security threat to continue to have our deficit rise. And if you look at the data, we have not stopped spending since 9/11. We just have not stopped. We haven't gotten in order. And so, yes, to answer your question, absolutely, we need independent-minded folks to be able to do that hard work. And it's really hard to do that because I'm sure once you get in DC, there's lots of pressure. There's people who want you to do that. And this is what I'll say. If I go be independent-minded and vote on my conscience and people want to, primary me or, say we're not going to elect you, then fine. But at least I've done my duty to cut the deficit and do the right thing for our nation and the people of Northwest Ohio.
We're in a weird position here because only Grover Cleveland had consecutive terms, right? So it's standard fare for a president to lose one or both chambers of Congress in the first midterm in the first term. But this is Trump's second first term because Biden had a term in the middle. But on the polling on the major issues of the economy, immigration, foreign policy, because Trump is non-interventionist right as we speak. He's trying to end the war in Ukraine. In an odd way, Republicans are in a really good position to both hold and maybe increase the majorities in the House and the Senate. That would be really in your favor.
We're in a great position. Do you want to know why? Because the economy. I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican. When you go to the pump at the gas, it's pretty good, right? It hasn't gone up. Listen, we had a war with Iran. Gas stayed the same, right? Your eggs are down. People are going to vote on those type of things, right? So I'm actually very confident in 2026 that we are going to hold the House and that we are going to hold the Senate because of the things that the president is doing.
I said in my radio show, and I'll say it to you here. I said the Democrats right now, if you were walking down the street and you saw dog piles, if you were a Democrat, you'd just step in them. Right? They're stepping in there, whether it's the trans issue, crime in the District of Columbia, They are defending the indefensible, and they're stepping in dog piles that they could easily, we all see that they could walk right around them and try to come up with a new route to where they want to go. But instead, they're biting down hard on the wrong side of every issue. And you would think somebody in that party go, guys, why do we keep stepping in these dog piles? All we've got to do is moderate a couple of positions and not sound insane.
Yeah, their dog does not hunt. Let me tell you that right now. I don't think anyone, and that's why we're seeing so many folks move over to the Republican Party. I think it's a really exciting time for the Republican Party because the Republican Party is not only Main Street anymore, right? We've leveled out, Wall Street and Main Street. So the Republican Party is now the working class party. The president has completely changed the game. And you're seeing, for example, I'm in Northwest Ohio, a lot of union folks. They used to always vote blue. They were always true Democrats. But now what you're seeing is those union workers, they're voting red. Now the top leadership is still voting blue, but you're seeing people move over. So I think it's a really exciting time to become a Republican because we're actually delivering results and getting stuff done. And that's exactly what I want to do in Congress. Listen, I'm so tired of the say-do gap. I'm tired of people saying they say all these things, but they don't do any of it. I'm tired. Everyone's tired. And I think it's time for real independent-minded leadership in DC.
Well, you look at the president trying to reopen steel mills. He's trying to reinvigorate mining. Barack Obama went to war on mining. Those are union jobs. You've got the president saying, if you want to sell products in my country, you're going to have to start making products in my country. We're not trading cheap stuff for jobs anymore, and you're not ripping us off. You're going to open your markets. Look, there's no government program that can beat opening foreign markets and having manufacturing return to the United States. No welfare program, no grant program, nothing. The best thing that can happen right now is jobs are created organically that are durable and will survive AI. And this president and Republicans are trying to deliver that.
Yeah. And you know what, Andrew? I think that's the president's doing the hard work that Republicans and Democrats for years said they were going to do is bring back jobs. President Trump, by enforcing the tariffs, we are going to have our own sovereign options. Right? If you remember during COVID, we couldn't even make our own chips. Remember, the prices of cars skyrocketed. We couldn't even make our own masks. Not that we needed the masks, but we couldn't even make our own masks. We couldn't even make these basic things. This is the United States of America. We put a man on the moon. We made the Jeep. We did all these things, and we couldn't even make those things because we don't have our own industrial manufacturing base. So the tariffs are actually going towards to help that. And listen, everybody wants to buy American made. People always say, well, it's going to be expensive to buy American made. Americans want American made. I know people in Northwest Ohio, they will pay more for American made. And listen, if the prices go up, your wage is also going to go up because we're going to have a healthy industry.
I'm out of time here. Well, you finished your thought. That's good. That's right. If you think you can't afford it now, wait till the welfare check bill comes in. Alea and Nadeem, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
I appreciate you. Thank you, Andrew.
All right, we'll wrap it up next.